Gondwana Records podcast. Gondwana Records podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Gondwana Records podcast. I'm your host Mari, and thank you so much for joining us. For the next two episodes, I'll be in conversation with Hanakiv, the Estonian-born pianist, composer, and singer who recently released her second album, Interlude. In this first episode, we dive into her musical upbringing, her journey with music and the piano, and the pivotal encounter in London that led to the creation of her debut album, Goodbyes.
I've thought about it myself, why I feel so good, preparing piano, because I do love listening to, regular, normal piano as well. But somehow I feel like it's easier for me to connect to piano this way.
We also explore her signature technique, the prepared piano, a distinctive approach that plays a central role in shaping her unique sound and the musical identity. So let's dive in. We are here in the studio in London, and you've been living here for quite a while.
I think it's now around 6.5 years.
And do you consider yourself as a Londoner?
I'm getting there.
You're getting there. And do you go home quite often, or what's your relationship between London and Estonia?
Yeah, I do go back quite often. This year a little bit less, but the previous years, I don't know, up to 5-6 times. Sometimes just short weekends. Because both of my brothers had sons and they're quite little right now, so I want them to remember me.
Right.
And I go back as much as I can.
Yeah, it's good that you can do back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about your journey from growing up in Estonia to moving to London and becoming part of the Gondwana Records family and the creative process behind your music. And we usually like to start our podcast with talking about your upbringing and the relationship between you and music from the childhood. I would like to know one of your fondest memories from your childhood with you and music.
All of my first memories are with my grandmother, with my mother's mother. She's a choir conductor, and we lived with her, I think, between the ages of when I was 2 to 5 or 2 to 6. I always wanted to go to her rehearsal, so when she was rehearsing with the choir, and it was in another city, it was like half an hour by bus, and I always really asked her to take me with her. And I just have a few memories from those rehearsals, like being under the piano, listening to the music, listening to the choir, these kind of memories. I also spent a lot of time in the music school where she worked, which it's literally next to her house. It's 1 minute walk.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't really have musical memories from there. I guess I was just more playing with my brother while she was working, but I just remember being surrounded by music all the time.
Do you think that experience influenced you to think about being a musician?
That I don't know, because I really fought against becoming a musician. I really didn't want to. I was kind of I will definitely not do the thing that my mother and grandmother are doing.
Okay.
But, thinking back, probably yes. Because I really saw how much my grandmother loved music. And she's 86 or 87 now. She still practices piano every day. And she's kind of she does it for the love of music. So probably I did pick something like that up as a child.
And when did you first started playing instrument? And what was your first instrument that you enjoy playing?
I have some memories of playing piano for fun, when I was little.
Yeah.
So I guess I could say that piano was still my first instrument. Actually, the first instrument I started studying was handbells.
Interesting. How did that happen?
Well, like I said, I really tried to fight against becoming a musician, so it was all kind of out of question that I would go to music school or take the strict normal route that you would take in Estonia at least. I think it was in 2nd grade when someone came to our school and they were handing out leaflets.
Leaflets?
It was about this handbell school. So I went home and I was kind of like, if you really want me to study music, I could do that.
Was it like a band or
Yeah,
the group?
so it's a group, it's
Yeah.
ensemble. Basically, if you imagine a piano keyboard, 88 keys, and every bell is a key. I can't remember how many of us was there, but basically each of us played maybe 5 to 6 keys.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so you really have to get to know how the person next to you plays, and especially when you have to play this kind of faster passages going
Yeah.
up, you have to really be in sync.
Yeah, that's like a really good training for knowing the exact keys that you're working on.
Yeah.
But you became a piano player. Piano is an instrument that you actually really need to study and practice. So when was it that you started to actually practicing and taking lessons of the piano?
Well, I started taking lessons around the same time, I guess, when I started with handbells. And they did have a piano group lessons in that school as well.
Right.
But I started taking private lessons, I guess, when I was 9 years old, around then. Definitely didn't practice enough. Definitely not. But when you ask me when did I start practicing, I guess it was around when I was 13, 14. And I remember I even had a chat with my mother and my teacher, and I told them that, okay, I would like to pursue music. And my teacher, she was quite like straightforward. She was like, okay, great, but you have to start practicing.
What made you feel like, okay, I think I want to be serious about playing the piano? Because you had this idea of, I'm not going to do the same. I would choose handbells over piano. So you had this like a strong idea of not choosing. Then I guess there was something must have changed.
I guess just the love for music kind of won at the time. I can't really remember why I made that decision, but I just remember that I guess it came gradually.
Yeah.
I guess I started studying still classically already when I was 9.
Yeah.
But I just didn't practice enough. Then when I was 13, 14, I had this idea that I wanted to go to a school where I can focus more on music. And I knew that I had maybe like 1.5 years to really practice. I remember I practiced like every weekend, basically, both days, Saturdays, Sundays, maybe up to like 7 hours. Yeah.
What kind of music were you enjoy listening at that time?
Well, I mean, the things that I played were different to what I listened to.
Of course, yeah.
I played, I don't know, Chopin and Bach, but I was still listening to lots of pop music.
Yeah.
I guess that was the time when I was into Regina Spektor, because she was someone who, you know, she was classically trained and she played really well, but she was making it completely into her own thing. And I think that really inspired me.
Right.
But somehow at that time, I didn't really connect these two worlds together.
When did you realize that she had that both worlds?
No, I think I realized that she had those both worlds. Yeah, but I don't think that I somehow saw myself capable of doing something like that.
Right.
Like bringing the classical piano and then my own love for maybe some kind of other kind of music together.
So is Regina Spektor your idol?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far. But she was influenced when I was young. Yeah, she was influenced. I used to, you know, play her songs and my friend used to sing, and yeah, she was definitely influenced.
And later on you studied electroacoustic composition at the Estonian Academy of Music and Theatre. First of all, what is electroacoustic composition?
I don't know. It's connecting the acoustic and electronic worlds.
Okay.
So you could use acoustic instruments and either add electronics or live electronics or fixed electronics and just work within both of these worlds.
What made you think that would be a good thing to study? Were you already interested in crossing over different genre or?
That again came gradually, because when I went to high school, I went to a music class and I started studying composition. So I was always interested in composition. I was never really interested in becoming a player or playing my own music, although I did do that as well. And yeah, I guess I was really excited about composition in high school, but then somehow when I went to bachelor's, I still studied just normal composition in my bachelor's. And by the end of bachelor's, I just felt that, I want to be more hands-on and something felt missing. So I completely stopped music for a year and thought that I was done with music. I went to work in like a random design shop in Tallinn, and I was like, that's not my thing. Music is not my thing anymore.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess the love for music won, and I gradually came back to it. Yeah, I just bought like some cheapest equipment that I could record with and just started experimenting at home. And when I went to do my master's in electroacoustic composition, then I was much more sure of what I wanted to get out of it. Yeah, so I was definitely, I guess, more grown up than when I started with my bachelor's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that was a good decision to take that course? Because sometimes people say the school didn't teach you anything.
Yeah, I could easily say that as well, but I think that at the end of the day, it's, up to me how much I can get out of it. And it's the way that I relate to the school. So it would be easy to, blame school for a lot of things. But yeah, now looking back, I think that you can always get something out of school. It's never against you.
What did you do after school?
After the master's, I decided to do a year of internships. I went to Malmö, Sweden, and then I went to Reykjavik, Iceland.
And what were you doing as an intern?
In Malmö, I was working with one composer, and he did a lot of interesting theater productions, and he used lots of electronics. He had multi-speaker systems, and at the time I was really into multi-speaker systems. I even, I did my master's thesis about multi-speaker systems. And yeah, I would just go to his productions, his work, and help him out as much as I could. And then another part of it was me just working alone in a studio and trying things out and just composing. In Reykjavik, it was different. I worked with another composer, and there I actually mainly did score work, Sibelius work. So I put his really difficult scores, actually, like orchestra, contemporary orchestra scores, into Sibelius.
So you like engineering and more, is it administration work? It's not just always creating. You like to make music in an organized place, like helping to make music happen?
That's a really good question, because I've been really struggling with it. I think that I used to be a lot in my head before, especially when studying, and I was really into this, kind of like having systems and doing everything really precisely.
Yeah.
But my big goal when I started my master's, and up to, I guess, when I started this Hanakiv project, was to kind of get from my head to my heart. So now I still enjoy this kind of more being in my head side of music, but I'm mostly here now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and Hanakiv is definitely music where I think less and feel more.
Gondwana Records podcast.
After Malmo and Reykjavik, you didn't go back to Tallinn. You came to London?
Yes.
Is that the relocation?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why did you choose London?
It was really random.
Okay.
I didn't really have any plan. I kind of knew when I went to do my internship year that I'm not going to come back straight away, but I never really planned to move away. But when I was in Reykjavik, I just felt like I didn't really find my place musically there, which is quite funny because it's such an amazing place for music. And yeah, I've always had this idea that I wanted to live in a big city, at least for some part of my life.
Yeah.
London, I guess because when I was 19 or 20, I came to London for the first time. I worked with one Estonian artist and his installation was shown in London. I came with him and I remember that I had such a great experience here and it felt so lively and I was surrounded with artists and it just felt really different for me from Tallinn. Yeah, so fast forward again back to when I was now in Iceland, I just thought that why not if now, why not now? And I just bought one-way ticket to London without really knowing anyone here and
Wow.
That's how it happened. ...2019. 1st of October is when I got here.
2019, 1st of October. And how was your first year here?
Well, the beginning was great because, a new big city, lots to do. But then lockdown happened.
That's tough. Tough for everyone.
Yeah.
But being in a new city with a lockdown is very tough.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. And it was difficult, but also rewarding. It was difficult because I kind of felt like I was just stuck in my room without really knowing anyone in London. I didn't have any, proper network here. And, well, first of all, I ended up spending, I guess a lot of time in my head. And then I started making a lot of music. And I actually, Goodbyes is basically came from that time.
Right, your debut album.
Yeah.
So you're making the debut album Goodbyes during the lockdown.
I started during the lockdown, yeah.
And you released that album in 2023. Could you share a little bit more about how the album come together and how you started making a relationship with Gondwana Records?
I just started composing at home. I had my keyboard and my laptop and I had my synth as well. But still, not a lot of things. Yeah, I just made a lot of scores and tried a lot of things out in Ableton. And then when I felt that, okay, I was ready to record something, then I started looking into it, where could I record? And exactly around that time, I met Fee Roberts. We met in Strongroom Studios, where I was recording piano for our mutual friend. And we just bonded really quickly over prepared piano. And I think she actually invited me to record because she really wanted to record prepared piano.
Yeah.
And then we just started with we booked in 2 sessions. And I wasn't really thinking of making an album with her there. But somehow we just ended up booking in more sessions and recording more. And yeah, it was one of the funnest, nicest experience of my life, I guess.
Wow. So Fee Roberts was your mixing engineer.
Recording and mixing engineer.
Right. And you just mentioned the prepared piano, and so at that time you were already using a prepared piano.
Yes, well, I couldn't because I had a keyboard at home.
Yeah.
So it was more like these ideas. I was listening to prepared piano music more at the time. But I started, experimenting with piano, I guess already in high school.
Okay.
Or this when you mute the string with your finger and then press the key, this kind of things. Yeah, I was always into weird things. And I guess when you study contemporary composition, you always end up trying new techniques on different instruments.
But then is Goodbyes the first time that you actually composed and recorded pieces with a prepared piano?
Yes, or at least to that extent, definitely yes.
Yeah. Could you tell us more about what draws you into using the piano in the prepared way? What is different and why you enjoy it so much?
I've thought about it myself, why I feel so good, preparing piano, because I do love listening to, regular, normal piano as well. But somehow I feel like it's easier for me to connect to piano this way. I don't know why. And somehow it's almost like piano feels friendlier to me this way. And maybe it's something to do with still having this started as playing piano classically. And I did have problems with stage fright, I think, at my teen years, around the time when I started taking music more seriously. So maybe it could be something with that, me trying to, relate to piano in a new way and kind of make friends with it in a way.
Yeah.
But also, like I said, I think I've always liked doing a bit weird things.
Who would be the artists that you're listening and you're like, oh, this is great, this is using the prepared piano or piano in a weird way?
Oh, Kelly Moran. Yeah. She was definitely inspiration for me during the Goodbyes as well, because I think she does it really tastefully. It still sounds really beautiful.
So you made an album with Fee. spontaneously even. Yeah.
I guess like halfway through it, we both realized that, okay, it's going to be an album.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was more like I booked in a session, we recorded, I went home, worked on the material, and then a year later we had a few mixing sessions where she really nicely mixed it all.
When is it that you started to have this relationship with Gondwana Records? Was the album complete first?
Yeah.
And what happened?
You had this demos email, something, demos at Gondwana. I just sent an email and added a link to the mixed album. So I think Fee is actually the main reason why I started my relationship with Gondwana, because I was able to, deliver professionally recorded and mixed album that was basically ready to be released.
Right. And you had a reply from Gondwana Records?
Yes, I had a reply, I think the next day.
Next day?
Yes.
How did you feel?
Great. I mean, I was prepared not to be signed at all. I was prepared. In my head, I was kind of like, okay, cool, I'm going to self-release it in like half a year and then do like 2 gigs and then continue with my life.
And so that went quickly?
Yes. I guess the response was, really quick.
Why did you choose Gondwana Records to send the music, first of all?
Well, actually, the main reason why I sent it to Gondwana was when I realized that Portico, Quartet and Hanya Rani were on the same label.
Yeah.
Because I liked them separately. And then I was like, oh, they're on the same label. Then I was like, this could be, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know too much about Gondwana Records. It seemed like a place I could fit into, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was, of course, I was really, really excited and really happy. And I remember some conversations that we had in the beginning. But they were mostly around like what's the order of songs and these kind of things.
I would like to talk about collaboration. So on the debut album Goodbyes, there is a song called And It Felt So Nice, and that features Alabaster DePlume. Was this collaboration already on the album when you sent the demo, or this happened after?
Yeah, it was on the album.
Okay.
Yeah, everything was already mixed and done.
And was this collaboration happen after the lockdown? Was Alabaster and you in the same place?
Yeah, after the lockdown, I think. I first recorded piano and then I just asked him to come in to record sax on top of it. Yeah, at Strong Rooms again.
Right. And
so we didn't play at the same time. And in the song And It Felt So Nice, I have really cut up everything that he did. So it's kind of like layers of different parts that he played in.
And how did you choose him to be your collaborator?
I think I heard him play and then I just thought that it sounded really something that could fit on that one song and it felt so nice. And he wasn't actually supposed to play on No Words Left.
Okay.
That happened again just spontaneously on the spot.
And he's quite a character guy and he's very open and expressive. And was there any memories with Alabaster that you had in a recording session that it's nice to do a collaboration with someone different?
I mean, I guess everyone's a bit different, But, and every recording I had on the first album and second have been, really heartwarming and nice for me. But what do I remember from the session? I remember that he always asked me before recording kind of to tell him with my own words what this song was about. That's what I remember. Sometimes musicians just come in and they play and they listen to the music, but he really wanted me to explain to him what this precise music is about. Because, at that time, these songs weren't named. The song that he played on was No Name Number 2. I had a lot of no names.
So he really cares.
Yeah.
debut album is, something. It's a big journey or a big start of your journey as a professional musician. And it's the first album that you released from Gondwana. What do you think was the valuable experience?
There's so many. First of all, I really have to emphasize how big part Fi had in it. I definitely wouldn't have been able to make it without her. And she was not only technically supportive, but she was just in general really supportive of making it. I think she really, really helped me to believe in me that I can finish something and, make something. So that was really, really valuable. And then, of course, just finishing something and really putting it out the world is always a valuable experience. And for me, that was the first time when I was making kind of like, here you go, this is, a spot in time now saved that I can't change. And this letting go aspect is huge for me as well. But yeah, I feel like everything around it was really, really valuable for me. From recording these songs, working on these songs alone at home, and then bringing them back to Fi and seeing how she works on them and how she mixes. And lots of valuable moments.
And do you think this album, even though it says goodbyes, it made you stay in London? I feel like you creating this album here in London and releasing in UK made you stay, or it doesn't matter.
I've never thought about it. I don't know. I have to think about it more deeper.
Okay, well, we'll pause here for this episode, and on the next episode, we'll talk about your second album, Interlude. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gondwana Records podcast.
Coming up next in episode 27, we focus on Hanakiv's latest album, Interlude. Thank you for listening, and see you on the other side.